I never thought I'd be the one to cheat. I always imagined if something like that happened in a marriage, I'd be the one leaving, not the one lying. But the truth is, you never really know the moment the ground starts to crack beneath your feet. It's slow, silent. You keep walking, not realizing that you're already falling. My name's Laura, and this is the story I wish I didn't have to tell. My husband, Daniel, and I had been married for 3 years, together for almost 7. We met at a concert in college. He spilled his beer on my sneakers, stammered through an apology, and we ended up talking until 2 a.m. on the curb outside the venue. It was one of those movie moments, and honestly, we were good. Solid. He made me laugh. I grounded him when he spiraled. We had routines: Saturday morning bagels, Netflix on Sundays, matching coffee mugs we got on a trip to Chicago. But over time, something shifted. Not between us. In me. I couldn't explain it then. I just started feeling invisible. Like I'd become an extra in my own life. The days blurred together. Wake up, teach 6th graders, come home, make dinner, fall asleep. Repeat. Daniel was always buried in work, and even when he was home, he wasn't really there. I tried bringing it up, but he'd brush it off. Things are just hectic right now. It'll calm down. It didn't. Then came Ethan. He was a new hire at my school, a substitute teacher, just filling in for a semester. Younger than me by maybe 3 years. He had this open, curious energy, like he actually saw people. I noticed him on the first day in the teacher's lounge when he offered to fix the broken microwave that had been ignored for months. Small thing, I know, but it stood out. At first, we just talked during lunch, joked about lesson plans. He was quick, sharp, a little sarcastic. Reminded me of who I used to be before everything became so beige. Then one afternoon, after a chaotic day of fire drills and a vomiting 6th grader, we both stayed late grading papers in the library. He looked up and said, "You ever feel like you're just going through the motions? Like you're playing the role of a person instead of actually being one?" I laughed, but it hit too close. That was the first spark. I didn't plan it. God, I never planned it. But the more we talked, the more I started looking forward to seeing him. And he noticed things, like when I changed my hair, or when I looked tired. He'd say, "Rough week?" And he meant it. With Daniel, everything had become automatic. A kiss on the cheek? How was your day?" Without waiting for the answer. I knew he loved me, but it felt distant. Like loving someone through a fog. The first time Ethan touched my hand, barely. While laughing at something I said, it felt like a jolt. Like a reminder I was still there. Still alive under all that routine. The affair started on a rainy Wednesday. I told Daniel I was staying late for curriculum planning. It wasn't a lie. Not really. Ethan and I were in an empty classroom, papers spread out, music playing low on a Bluetooth speaker. We kissed. It wasn't fireworks or movie magic. It was warm, messy, real. It felt like oxygen. And afterward, I cried. Not because I regretted it, because I didn't. It didn't become a daily thing. We weren't reckless. But we started seeing each other outside school. Dinners, long drives, hotel rooms once or twice. He never pressured me. Never asked me to leave Daniel. He just existed in a world where I felt seen. At home, I lied. More and more. I told myself I was protecting Daniel. That I was just going through something temporary. That maybe this was the wake-up call I needed. But the truth is, I was being a coward. Everything fell apart when Daniel saw my phone. I left it on the bed while showering. A text popped up. "Last night was amazing. Still thinking about your laugh." When I walked out, he was sitting on the edge of the bed holding it. He didn't yell, didn't throw it, just looked up and said, "Who is he?" I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. He stood up, walked past me, and said, "I'm gonna go for a while. Don't call me." And he didn't. I tried to fix it. I called. I wrote letters, emails. I even showed up at his work once. He asked me to leave. I went to therapy. I told Ethan I couldn't see him anymore. He understood. Said, "You need to heal. Whether that's with him or without him, just don't lose yourself." He was kind until the end. Daniel never came back. He filed for divorce 2 months later. No screaming, no drama, just a signature in silence. Ethan moved away at the end of the semester. Last I heard, he got a full-time position in Vermont. We don't talk. And me? I'm still here. Teaching, living, breathing. Sometimes I walk past couples in the park and wonder what stories they're hiding under their fingertips. What secrets they carry in the silence between words. I'm not proud of what I did. But I'm also not the same person who did it. I learned something in the wreckage. That people don't cheat because they stop loving someone. Sometimes they cheat because they stop feeling loved. And the scariest part is, it can happen quietly. Slowly. Without either person realizing it until it's too late. I don't tell this story to justify anything. I tell it because someone needs to know. It doesn't always look like the movies. Sometimes it looks like two people brushing past each other for years before one of them finally stops and says, "Do you even see me anymore?" And sometimes that answer is enough to destroy everything.